Hello and welcome to the Sometimes Serious Sunday show, where we take a moment to talk about all the things that we didn't have time for. Unfortunately, today we will be doing things a little bit differently, as Tom here is unfortunately ill. So we are just going to jump straight in after having seen the state of play for Ghosts of Tsushima. And Tom, anything you wanted to add?
My womb exploded, and
All right.
it can have all my babies.
Okay.
I'd like
I'm
to
not
point
sure
out
what to do with that.
his womb exploded.
Yeah, yeah.
My loins are burning up.
I just don't even know what to say about that, honestly.
Your loins are burning up for what, the game or just Jin himself?
For the game and for Jin, they can both have my babies.
Wait, I've got to ask, where's the fetus going to gestate?
It's a poop baby.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Duh.
I'm going to call it fetalitis.
Please don't.
I
Please.
hate to rain on your parade, Tom. I think that guiding wind thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that made it through playtesting. I honestly think that will be frustrating as all hell.
Yeah.
What's
Why
that?
is that?
Imagine, okay, I need to get across the map. Like, at the start, in the first 5-10 hours, I think you'll be fine with it. But then 20-30 hours in, you'll be setting a marker the other side of the map, and you'll be going, okay, go for the wind. Okay, now I've got to ride that way. Okay, which way am I going again? Wind. Okay, wind again. Wind again. I think it's going to get really frustrating that it doesn't just remain. If it just remained, then I think that would probably be all right. But I'm really surprised that made it through playtest.
Well, I mean, we've only been shown a little bit of it, so it could be a thing of like maybe there's a setting to have it constantly on, or just replace it with another marker.
Well,
that's
I was
the thing.
going to say...
As is, I think that would get really annoying.
I was going to say, when he opened up the map and you could see you selecting that unknown location for the first place, there was a D-pad control in the bottom left corner. So maybe you can set it to be persistent rather than intermittent and have to keep recalling it.
I think the constant recalling is going to get annoying. I reckon you'll get off track a lot. I like the animals leading you to it. They kind of felt pointless, like the fox that led him to the shrine. But also there were lanterns. Just follow the lanterns.
I enjoyed the fox mostly because it made me remember of Persona 4.
I mean, like, I enjoyed the fox mostly because it reminded me of Neo too. Also because, I mean, I just love everything about Japanese culture, and foxes are so heavily ingrained in shrines and stuff. That's like, oh, okay, that's actually really cool little touch.
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
just like
that.
it just because it's a
like,
fox.
As a gamer, I wouldn't have stopped and gone, ooh,
TM.
fox. I would have just gone, all right, the lights are leading there, let's go. And I think initially you will be going, oh, the fox. But again, 20-30 hours in, you're not going to be.
I mean, I probably will be. This is me we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, but you are a very special case. The vast majority of people who buy that game, that's what I'm looking at.
Also, though, the targeted audience here is people like me. People are like, Japanese culture, I want that.
Okay, so the game's going to fail. Because you are a very niche audience.
I mean, Persona 5 done alright.
How dare you? I'm with him on this.
Yeah,
see, two
again,
of us.
You're a very niche audience.
£100?
Hey.
That's enough?
Yeah. That's enough, right?
Okay, yes. Both of you guys give it 100 quid each, and I'm certain that will match up to the what's got to be at least $90 million budget that they had.
Yeah, we're fine.
That's the thing.
They
you
can just
can't make a
invest it.
super niche game because it just won't succeed. I want it to succeed for you, but you've got to view it from your general casual gamer going into the game.
I think that it's casual proof. I think that there's probably stuff in there for people who just want to go, okay, yes, I want to change this.
That's the thing. I hope so. I just think a lot of the tiny details that they put in, like, but don't don't get me wrong, I do love the fox. I love foxes. But your casual gamer's not going to sit there and follow foxes for 20 minutes.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see when the game comes out. Just see the longevity and see what happens.
I would follow the foxes. I do have to question though. They said, sometimes animals will lead you to, shrines, etc. And there's this bird that just landed next to that guy, and it's just like the guy was like, "Oh, be careful around here," and they just walked off like, "Yeah, whatever, my dude."
It's probably like a stranger mission you could pick up.
Yeah, it did say like there was like the RT symbol on his name. He just didn't press it, which I appreciate because like this kind of game, like I'm looking at almost everything as a spoiler, so I'm kind of like, okay, like just show me what the developers want to show me. That's it, but please don't show me any kind of like missing stuff. Like when I showed the Japanese voice track. Like, I actually really appreciated the fact that they didn't put the subtitles in, so you don't know what they're talking about. Even though it was just like
something
a
super
minute.
comical. Like, I have a tiny penis. Master, you have a tiny penis?
Well, I was going to say the only two words that you could pick up with no knowledge of the language was samurai. That was it, and it was said twice.
I would say the combat did look phenomenal. It does look very Batman, which, with how they showed it, it looks like that will probably be amazing.
Yeah, like I think that's one of the things I'm most excited for.
You mean you didn't want them to change it to a Souls-like at the last minute?
No. No.
You don't want it to be just a slashing game like The Elder Scrolls, where there's absolutely no weight to the weapons. You don't want to just stand there while the enemies have a health pool of about 6 million, while you just smack them repeatedly.
You know what? That actually sounds like a good idea. I really reckon it'd work in the world of Ghost of Sushi.
No. Please don't. We don't need to give any companies any ideas on how to make anything terrible.
Also, one thing that I want to quickly bring up and ask, Rhys,
What?
so when we were watching the presentation and they showed off the gameplay, you said that it looks like that's on rails.
Well, it was meaning
What do you
was
mean by that?
when he did the standoff bit, when he was like a bit more like just fighting. That's what I meant. It was when he did like the standoff bit. I thought that looked a bit on rails because everyone just came to him. And it just didn't look like, I don't know how to say it. Like it just looked like, oh yeah, just press this one button, everyone just dies around you the moment they come near you. But when he got further into the village, it's okay, then I take it back. It does look a bit more hands-on, especially when he was doing stealth.
Right,
Just
okay.
meaning for that, when he did that face-off, it was just like, okay, this looks kind of a bit unreal.
What I think happened there, and I'm pretty confident I can see through the game hiding stuff. I'm pretty sure that standoff thing is just a mode you can do with people. And I'm pretty sure that the character we saw, or the account we saw, sorry, had an upgrade. Because it did look like it was a chained attack. So it looked like he did the standoff, did it perfectly, which allowed him to do it to the next person. He did that perfectly, which allowed him to do it to the next person.
Oh, I really hope it's something like that. Like you have to press the button just in time. Those kind
it
of things I
definitely
love.
looked like that. It definitely did.
Like
that's what I would. How cool would that be? Walking into a village, like if you've got that much skill, picking the boss, going, "Come on, fight me." He comes up, you just cut him in half, and then just take on everyone else as they go, and you just go, shing.
Thing is, though, like as we saw as well, like it appears to be like the more dominant you are, like the more the NPCs start to fear you. Like because there was that one where he took out the leader and then took out two others. He walked up to the guy with the spear and he legit just like cowered down in fear. Just like dropped his weapon and he was like falling back. That looks really cool.
It did come up on the screen that you're going to use that fear, and the developer said that you're going to use the fear that you instill in them, which I hope at some point there is an effect where you've been so horrific, you've been such a monster that you can just walk into a camp and everyone below a certain rank just goes, nope.
I wonder, can you do that if you like go for like a samurai character where you're like a bit more like open, like straightforward, or is that just Ghost exclusive?
I would imagine it's probably more Ghost.
Yeah, I'd assume Ghost because the samurai, it's all about honor and
the Ghost definitely was the bit where it popped up saying about you learning to utilise the fear.
To bring up something that we pointed out when we were watching it, the bowing at your fallen foes, I think would be really good, but you have to put a gameplay incentive. You have to give me a reason to do it. even if it's just like a tick on the honor scale or something just simple like that. And then I'm going to be doing it. Once I wipe out an entire village, I'm going to be sitting there going, bow. Otherwise,
So basically, if you don't bow, you get negative. If you do, you get positive. Or if you're at max, it remains.
just give me a gameplay incentive. Give me a reason to do it rather than role play.
I really loved everything about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved everything about that. I can definitely see myself picking that up.
The one thing that I kind of thought was like, okay, it's cool that they have it in there. Like the first time watching it, that my view on it was very much like, oh yeah, I mean it looks cool. I guess there's some people out there that could get enjoyment out of it. Was the samurai cinema mode that they showed at the end? Rewatching it again, I'm kind of like, you know what? I might actually play that out. Well, like go through the game at that like that if I complete the game first time round.
Well, as I said while we were watching it, that I can just imagine that being one of the trophies. Complete the game from start to finish with that mode active.
I feel like in that mode, I know it'd be extra work for them, but it does seem to be more of a, this mode is a passion thing. I hope they add in extra kind of cinematic cutscenes. So when we were watching it in black and white, and it showed like the camera angles on just the swords or like the low cuts from behind, I hope that's specific to that mode.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I hope there are specific cutscenes, or the cutscenes change in a specific way to match that mode.
I'm wondering, because of the whole change how or choose how your ghost progresses and all of that, I'm wondering how involved it's going to be. I'm wondering if I'm going to get the level of enjoyment out of playing Ghost that I normally would in other games with this game, or if I'm going to find it just a touch too involved.
I know this is a really bad comparison, but watching them play the Ghost play, it kind of reminded me going back to like Far Cry 3, when you'd play super stealthy and you'd feel like an absolute god when you cleared an outpost just by sneaking around, stabbing people in the back and then throwing another knife.
I don't think I've played the third one.
There was a bit, just like quickly add on to that, where it showed him just taking out the leader and he took out another guy, and then there was two other guys that came close to him and he threw, I think it was shuriken or something.
Yeah, kunai. It specifically
kunai,
came
was
on the
it?
bottom that you can throw kunai to do a quick kill.
Oh, okay. 2 kunai on 2 people and killed them instantly. And I was thinking,
the thing is,
that's really
it looked
cool.
like it was just to his side, like he just kind of went psh, and just lobbed them to his side like he didn't even care.
And
yeah, get lost.
I'd like to correct you. There were 3 people to the side.
Oh,
There were 3 people.
Yeah, he just whipped out 3 kunai at the exact same time and murdered 3 people and just walked off like, yep, that's me done.
Which,
Must
to
be
be
like
fair,
a-
would instill fear in the guy that was in front of you if, like, 3 of your buddies run up like, don't worry, we'll save... It's like, oh god, no!
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no.
what happened at the end? He literally, there was a guy on the ground like, no, please, and he just went, shut up, and stabbed him. You're like, oh dear gods.
What I don't get is, surely you'd leave him. Leave him to spread the story.
Well, no, because there was another one running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was another one
but this
running
guy's
away.
terrified. Maybe cut off a hand or something, but then leave him to spread your story. Surely.
You're a cruel, cruel man.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Tom,
But that makes sense. That
you
makes
kill
sense,
them all.
though.
There's no one to, like, be afraid.
The wind will tell.
I would hate that when in games and movies, which is like when someone says something mystical about this, that he says, "Oh yeah, he leaves no survivors." And then who tells the stories then? If he leaves no survivors, I highly doubt he's going to. So I went into this camp and I killed everyone. Bang the story, man. This one guy, just 3 guys were running towards me, just chucked some kunais at them, died, dropped dead on the floor. Brilliant.
There's probably a farmer who was passing by who saw you wipe out the camp, and then every other time a camp's been wiped out, even if it was by a bear, they've blamed it on you.
I mean, that is how stories like that travel work.
Yeah.
I like the idea that, bear attack! And this person's probably seen that as well, and probably seen it as a bear, and they've just gone, it's that damn ghost again, isn't it?
Well, no, the story told in the tavern would be, and he was fast and ferocious like a bear. He was a mountain of a man, hair all over. You're just describing a bear.
No. You see, he was like 7 to 8 foot tall, but like he walked on all fours, just to like instill like fear into his opponents, and then occasionally he'd go out and fish and eat grass and poop.
Hey, I'm pretty sure you're talking about a bear.
No.
Well,
trust
no,
me,
no.
he's-
You're not
he's-
seeing
he's
it
a-
from my point of view. Here's another drink. Now listen to my story.
There's glug, glug,
No,
glug.
no,
No, I'm pretty
no,
sure
no,
it's a bear.
no, what's worse that when you're talking about like a bear's like attacking, or the fact that the only bear that I'm thinking about is Nicolas Cage in that one Wicker Man movie where he runs up to cultistly and punches her while in a bear suit. That's what I'm thinking. It's just like Nicolas Cage running around in a bear suit attacking camps.
I don't think Nicolas Cage is going to be in Ghost of Sushi.
Oh,
I'm willing to say that now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Nicolas Cage is going to turn up and start singing lines in the Ghost of Sushi.
Although,
No,
to be fair, if
he needs to.
there is a character in Ghost of Sushi who screams, "Ah, not the bees! Ah, no, not the bees! They're going in my eyes, not the bees!" I will buy a PlayStation 5 and that game immediately.
Probably would as well.
Just so you can get to that point, find that character and go, that was a good game. You haven't even finished it. Nope, but that was a good game.
Well, no, I did finish it. I accomplished my goal. But there's a massive, 20-hour story. It only took me 1 hour to find the guy that was screaming about bees.
He'd be a character you could rescue as well. Most certainly would. But
And,
why would
like his name would have been Nicolas Cage. It will be Kickless Nage.
No, no, it would be. You got to think of something Japanese, so it'd be like Nicolas Keiju.
I mean, that's just racist.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
that's just
that's
not
their
even
names.
That's just how they pronounce it. So it'd still be
Exactly.
Nicolas Cage, but it would just be how they pronounce it.
It's not racist if it's accurate.
Don't think that's how this works.
No, I don't think that works.
Sky, what are you doing? Come on.
Oh,
Sorry about that. You just heard my cat's purr in the microphone.
Per ASMR.
no, I after watching that, I am looking forward to it. I would like to pick that up.
I'm gonna pre-order it on the 21st.
So, Tom, you had something you want to talk about My Hero Academia?
Yeah. So a little bit late to the party, considering that it's a month old now. But the last season of My Hero Academia was a lot more like of a more slice of life tone. Like it was just after this huge like blow off mid season. Really intense. A lot of stuff happened. So like to calm it down, they just went like full like, hey, let's just like be cool and have fun kind of for the rest of the season. And there was a subplot in it where they want basically school festival. And they wanted to put on a show. I would say why, because that includes tiny spoilers, but still. Anyway, the actual show was a concert, and the concert itself became a music video, as in basically Crunchyroll and the animation studio so I had just clipped it and then put it out on their YouTube channel and stuff like that, and just as a music video. It's only been a month, and on Toho Animation, it's already reached 15 million views.
Wow, that is a little bit mental.
Oh, good God.
Which, like, I was going to bring up real quick because that's bigger than some music artists can make in a month. Just 15 million. And it's going up. Like that, like, I checked 4 or 5 days ago, and it was at 13 million, now it's 15 million.
The anime fandom is strong with this one.
Yeah.
And also just that, the season 5 has been announced. And by the looks of it, this is just going to turn into the new, like King of Shonen. This the new mainstream anime coming out, which I'm absolutely fine for because I think the more people that watch My Hero Academia, the better.
Yeah, but the thing is, imagine if it goes on for too long and becomes like Dragon Ball, where the vast majority of the audience go, Dragon Ball? Really? Because it's like hyper casual.
Dragon Ball is still quite good though. I mean, especially the most recent one, Dragon Ball Super.
Probably the only person I talk to that would say that. Most other people go, Dragon Ball? Ew.
My
Yeah.
brother was on yesterday, and he's like the biggest Dragon Ball fan. So,
Well, sorry if
Okay,
he's listening,
but
but you know.
no. Also, he's your ex-brother. Come
oh,
on.
sorry, my ex brother because he disowned me.
Can I bring up, because it's something we didn't get to talk about yesterday,
You can bring up anything you like.
Unreal Engine 5?
Yep.
Okay.
They made, like, Epic came out last week saying that they made the Unreal Engine 5. They added a bunch of new stuff to Unreal Engine 4, and they've actually, gone for a full number sequel, which, hey, guess what? It's only been, what, less than 10 years? 6 years, you reckon, since Unreal 4?
Yep.
From
About that.
Bethesda?
Yeah. I was about to say, maybe a certain company could look at this as a learning point. Yeah, just a touch.
The thing that annoyed me is when Unreal Engine, like when they showed it off, they showed a game running on PlayStation, and they showed like, "Oh, look how good it looks," and the amount of people I saw going, "Oh my god, look how amazing this gameplay is! Oh wow,
Oh,
the
what?
graphics that are going to be on the PlayStation 5 are amazing." It's a tech demo. I cannot be convinced that that was not a tech demo. That's not gameplay. It won't look anything like that. It was a tech demo for Unreal Engine 5. Sure, it may have been captured on a PlayStation 5, but if I play the highest quality 8K movie on a PlayStation 5 and then record it, technically it was playing on a PlayStation 5.
But you could say the same about the Xbox Series X.
Yeah,
I think it's one of these things that really, really does annoy me is when people jump the gun and say, "Oh, it's gameplay, it's all gameplay, it's amazing." You're like, no, this is literally just the engine doing the best it can.
the tech demos have always looked amazing because it's just a small slice showing off the very best it can do, not having to load in an entire game in the background.
It's like, oh, what was it? Was it the original trailer for the original like tech trailer for ray tracing where it had this suit of armor in a lab being put on or some rubbish like that? And it was like, look at the light, and it's like, okay, that looks all wonderful and fancy, and yeah, okay, I would absolutely love it if my games looked like that, but that's not realistic expectation for a game, because otherwise, if they did do it, not only would consoles and high-end computers decide to crap out, they would then have to have a file size so large that my 10 terabyte hard drive would be taken up pretty much entirely by this one game.
Do you remember the I can't remember who did it, but there was loads of people going out going, "Oh my god, look at this like witch lady who was crouched on the floor crying."
Yeah, I remember that.
remember that.
Yeah, and it was like, look at the face textures, and look,
Yeah.
you can even see where the tears have been because it's this special. It's like, oh my god, but games won't look like that.
No.
They just won't.
Because the big thing, sorry Tom, just
That's
quickly, the big thing at the time that a lot of people were saying was, oh, you can actually see the emotion in her eyes. Really?
No,
You sure about that?
no. It was DirectX 12.
That's it.
Do you also remember? It was like a year or two before Final Fantasy 15 came out, and they showed a tech demo of the Final Fantasy 15 engine, and it was just literally the king holding Prince Noctis in his arms, and that was it. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, Final Fantasy 15 is it legit is gonna look like the best game ever." Like, it looks good, but I mean,
I don't remember that because I never saw that one, but it really doesn't surprise me.
To paraphrase Skill Up in his review for Final Fantasy 15, he pointed out that the game is all just like the Leviathan fight. You just hold one button, and okay, yeah, that's bad, but it was epic. It was amazing when you were in it doing it. It was great when you experience that fight. Sure, you're just holding one button and you're flying around this giant Leviathan throwing swords at it, but it was great. The music kicked in, and it was amazing.
yeah.
But I have a lot of love for Final Fantasy 15. It was bad, but there's so much really cool stuff when you just hanging out in your car with your buddies. Yeah, these are my friends. It was a
Prince in the
good game.
Yeah, it's a good game in that regard. It's like the same reason why I like Mass Effect. Like the combat, like both games' combat are kind of like sucky. Well, I mean Mass Effect 1. But the one thing that kept me coming back was just the people around you. That's what kept me like coming back. It wasn't the combat or anything. It was the characters, your friends, or Mass Effect's case, squad mates.
One thing that I want to quickly throw in there because we're talking about Final Fantasy. Neo Republican. Now, please. I want a release date, please. Please.
You could, okay, but view it like this: let them take their time. Imagine the piece of amazing game you're gonna get if you let them take their time.
But I want a release date, please.
Yeah, but you still got the original and Automata to play that you can go back and play through. You can wait.
But I want a release date, please.
Okay,
Just
okay,
wait.
but Tom, what do you want first? That or Dragon's Dogma 2?
Neo Republican, please.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Okay, I'll give you a release date for Neo next week. Thank me, Leo.
I mean, like, you guys know that Nier, like, the first Nier is my favourite game of all time. Like, oof.
Okay, but given how long it's been since Nier Automata came out, do you really want it now?
Yeah.
Really? Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
It was
More
not
Nier.
second thought about that. It was just,
I think,
yeah, I
I think
want
we've
it
just
down.
single-handedly found the issue with
There's
games
nothing
now.
wrong with more Nier. Nothing at all.
Okay,
In its
so
current
they're going to
state?
turn it into a yearly release schedule. You still want it?
If it's just remaking the first one again and again and again, then yeah, sure.
But it would go down in quality each year.
Okay, I'll still play it.
Yep, we've just single-handedly... Well, we found the single hand that is responsible for the downfall of gaming.
I buy all the yearly releases.
Okay, get out.
Bro,
I would actually not put it past you.
I bought WWE 2K20.
Yeah,
bought
and then it stops
Anthem.
working.
I bought Anthem. WWE 2K20 didn't work in 2K20.
I love that. I remember you telling us about trying to get a refund and that.
You should still push for one, I reckon.
yeah, just like, no, I want that refund. Give me that refund, I'm conveyed.
No, I mean, like, I was thinking about taking it through higher means, but I don't know.
Just wait for the class action lawsuit to appear and then join in.
Yeah. Jump on that bandwagon.
I mean, like, 80 quid isn't a lot of money to a lot of people, but to me, it's a hell of a lot.
Well, considering it, you basically just... I don't think anyone would disagree. You took 8 quid and just put it in the bin.
Burnt it.
Because you didn't get anything back. You literally just threw the 80 quid away.
Yeah,
So
like,
I think everyone would go, yeah, get your money back.
I mean, I think the game's still broken, like, to the point where, I can't continue with my career mode because every time I go to continue it, it just doesn't load. And that's since October. It's now May, and it just hasn't budged. It's still stuck on that one scene.
Like, how far did you get, Tom? Since it was a free play for a weekend, and I actually did play for it quite a bit in the my career mode.
The one where you're in Alaska? I think it was in Alaska. Before you fight, I think Tyler Breeze. Sure.
Okay, I know. I think you're really like early on.
Yeah.
Since I've almost finished it. I almost finished it.
Anyway.
I didn't have a single problem with it.
And
That's
this
that.
is where I am lost because I know nothing about wrestling or any of the WWE games anyway.
Yeah, we discovered that yesterday.
Yeah. I was just the most silent person. Oh, you know this person, right? And every answer from me was, no.
Everyone sent best wishes to Tom because he's super ill. And absolute trooper for actually coming onto the show.
Yeah.
Like,
You
we
really
did
didn't
give him the
have
option
dude.
to not. We could have recorded without him, but he was like, no, I'll power through. So champion, he's probably going to go to sleep now and sleep for the next 3 days.
Fallout 76 done it to me.
I didn't.
Yes. Spicy headline. Fallout 76 made me ill.
Which, regardless, after this and after I get some rest, I'm probably still going to play it.
Okay, stop.
Let's end right here.
Yeah,
It's actually got better.
No, on that rather sad note, I think that's it from me and from Phil, Tom, and our guest Rhys. And we will catch you next Saturday for our next podcast. Bye.
Blah, 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 blah.
Nah.